I don't think it's going to be possible for me to finish the Tragedy of X before next time I see my mom. So I'll probably just give her the book, and then There Was None by Agatha Christie. And then before the time after that, next time I see her, I'll probably have finished the Tragedy of X. Granted, I'd been wanting to finish the Agatha Christie book and this and that When Cicadas Cry book this weekend, but got a little sidetracked this morning. Granted, it's late evening at this point now. But I'll give her the Tragedy X some point whenever I finish that one. Never had any plans to give her the When the Cicadas Cry book. But yeah, definitely not going to give her the Tragedy X until I've finished reading it. But yeah, I'll bring over the Agatha Christie book and give it to her tomorrow. I had just finished recording the video before this one. 9+ hours. Most of that ranting about some stuff. One of which being how agitated I was with Dad over, well, basically the discussions and stuff that me and him had. You know, after I spent the second time spending my day off helping him move stuff for my niece. Guess what I'm doing a third time, guys? This time I'm going to help my dad move a couch because someone is giving my niece one of their old couches. So I'm going to be helping my dad move a couch onto like a trailer, and then I'm going to be sitting in that truck with him for another hour plus for that, you know, to drive and back and forth to take that couch to my niece's, take the couch out of there and somehow get it into wherever she wants that couch through tiny doors that I don't think are going to fit any sort of couch. And then, of course, sit back for the again. Looks like there'll be the third time, but at least it's just a couch apparently. So, but it still doesn't change the length of the car ride. Since this is the third time helping him with that. First time was like a couple months ago or something. It's like 8 hours of my day off. An hour plus of sitting in a truck alone with him listening to gospel music. And helping move stuff for my niece. And him bitching at me for saying I don't go to church enough and I need to get right with God and stuff like that. Basically, I'm a bad person and I'm lazy and all sorts of stuff like that. And then, of course, 8 days ago, because it's still Easter Sunday today, but 8 days ago, last Saturday, not yesterday, but the Saturday before yesterday, I went and did it again, helped him move stuff to my nieces. 6.5 total hours out of my day. A little bit over 5 hours of helping him move stuff, including a big desk thing that needed to be put together. Listening to gospel music the whole time. For another, again, hour plus of sitting in a truck with him. And then an hour and a half of sitting in a parked truck in the driveway, having a debate about the Bible, and basically just that everyone's going to die, don't take the end of the world serious enough, I need to go to church more, I'm a bad person, I'm lazy, and just on and on. You know, basically, I don't read the Bible enough. I don't believe in God enough. I don't love God enough. I should go to his church. I should give money to the church. So, main point is, even though I didn't raise my voice at all during that conversation or do or say anything rude, I really, really felt tempted. I felt very agitated and angry about that conversation and very disrespected. Anyway, the video before this one, I had just spent 9+ hours ranting about various things of various topics, but all of them were about things where I am very depressed and angry and frustrated and stressed over things that make me very emotionally upset, particularly things that make me very, very angry. As soon as I got done recording that video, by the way, I did get around trying that arch sandwich. It's meh. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's just same. I also tried that hunter and demon sauce and the nuggets, and again, meh. It's okay. It's not bad. It's just nothing. Yeah. But yeah, as soon as I got done recording what was essentially a 9+ hour rant of me bitching about stuff that makes me feel very angry and very sad, but morally angry, I immediately uploaded it to YouTube. And then while I was uploading, I hopped in the shower, and I got a phone call when I hopped in the shower. So then I had to hop out of the shower and figure out why I'm getting a phone call on a Sunday, because usually telemarketers don't call you on a Sunday, because that's 99% of any of the phone calls I ever get are telemarketers. The phone call was my mom, and her question was basically, I got out of the shower, I answered the phone, and her question was not even a question. It was basically telling me that Dad needs me to help him in the morning. And keep in mind, it's already afternoon today, so it's just tomorrow morning. So she was asking I don't know if it counts as a question when she was expecting yes, no matter what, apparently. Apparently, apparently I'm not allowed to say no. Am I not allowed to say no? I mean, that's the thing. Am I not allowed to say no? Because here's the thing. I answer the phone, and she's immediately asks me if I can help Dad if I can help Dad in the morning. And my response was no. That was my response. It wasn't a long, drawn out no explanation of that. I just literally just said no. She asked me, can you help Dad move some stuff in the morning? And I went no. And she was just really surprised and shocked at that. She's like, what? Wait, why? She's immediately demanding an explanation and an answer as to why. She couldn't just say, oh, okay, you can't? Okay, cool. Or it can't even just be oh, you can't, or oh, you don't even want to, okay, I don't have to. No, it's what, why? Basically explain yourself. And it's what's your reason for not helping him? And I was no reason. And it's well, obviously there's got to be a reason. What's wrong? I'm nothing. And it's well, what's going on? I got nothing. I said, everything's fine. Nothing's going on. There's no reason. Just no. At which point she refused to take no for an answer. So I was like, well, what's he exactly need to move? And he's like, well, it's like a couch. This person is giving your niece a couch, so because they're getting a new one, so they're gonna that person giving your niece their old couch, so you need to help Dad move this couch. And it's like, okay, sure thing. What time do I got to be there? Okay. It's like, well, why did you say no to begin with? It doesn't matter. Well, why do you want to say no to begin with? How was your day today, Mom? Well, don't dodge the question. Why you didn't want to say no to begin with? Why'd you say no to begin with? I've just been really tired lately. Oh, you got to work tonight? No, I don't have to work tonight. And then why are you tired? Why are you going to be working? Like, you're not going to pull some more overtime? It's like, it's like apparently there's some reason, a judgment for me not working. Like, oh, I'm playing hooky for work, apparently. It's like, oh, if you ever have a day off, you must just be skipping work, I guess. But I just tell her I just been tired. Which, I mean, honestly, that's not a lie. I have been really tired, and honestly, I'll tell you this, after being done with that conversation, I drove out to McDonald's, got the arch sandwich, came back, watched YouTube video, ate a bit of the food, and honestly, I feel like just passing the fuck out. Especially since I gotta be up in the morning to help move a fucking couch. And also I have to spend another hour plus sitting in a truck with Dad, listening to gospel music. And then I'm going to have another conversation that I'm going to try to avoid, where I'm going to literally be not saying a word and just being as ad-lib as possible and being just polite, quiet, and respectful. And it's still going to be some sort of argument. And I bet at some point I'm going to get, some sort of question of like, why'd you initially say no? Why'd you say no? Why'd you say no? So what the fuck's wrong with you? So what's wrong with this generation? It's because you don't got enough God in you. Yeah, I was going to read some of the book anyway. I really don't feel like it. I don't fucking feel like it. I will tell you this, if I had friends right now and they wanted to hang out, I'd probably tell them no. Because I feel fucking exhausted and tired, and I also feel like I don't want to see or talk to anyone at all. I feel like fucking if Astolfo or Sylvia from Konosuba were to suddenly magically appear, and they were like, even if they were being lovey-dovey in both, the lewd way and also being legitimately just caring about my well-being and actually caring about me, I'd probably be like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm just going to go lay down. I don't, right now at this moment, I feel like I don't want to talk to anyone for any reason, under any circumstance. I feel like I want to avoid everybody on the planet. I feel exhausted. I feel tired. I feel like I just want to crawl into bed and go to sleep and just never get out of it. I feel like I just want to go to bed, wake up, maybe walk around for 10 minutes, then go back to bed again. I am exhausted, and I just feel frustrated and annoyed with everything. I feel like I don't want to talk to or see anyone. And I know it sounds fucking petty of me to be upset about any of this. But it's just... Granted, like I said, I wasn't a lie to say I was just tired. Because I am. Then again, that might have been from the 9+ hour rant of pacing my room and having a yelling argument against a wall. Either way, I was definitely very fucking tired. And of course, I do tend to work really hard at work, and I'm fucking exhausted. And I couldn't very well just answer my mom saying, well, I don't want to go help my dad move a couch because I don't want to have an argument with him. Because I know, no matter what I possibly do or say, he is going to start some sort of fucking argument with me and start bitching at me and start talking down to me condescendingly. And there is nothing I could possibly do to avoid that other than just not getting into a truck with him or being around him. But apparently I'm not allowed to just avoid him. But yeah, if we're going to the absolute truth of why I responded with no, it's I don't want to have that conversation with him again. It's not enjoyable or fun for me in any way to help move a couch or spend an hour plus sitting in a fucking truck listening to gospel music, driving to stuff, let alone sitting in a parked truck after 5+ hours of helping move shit for my niece to then have an hour and a half long debate about the Bible where the whole point of the conversation is that I'm a worthless failure piece of garbage and I'm a bad person and I need to return to Christ. Despite the fact that I read the Bible every day and I'm a strong believer in God. Apparently my faith, my belief in God, and my love of God is discounted as nothing since you just want to be able to talk down to me and call me a bad person and call me lazy. And so yeah, the main core reason of why my response was no, I don't want to help Dad move a couch is because I don't want to have an argument with him. I know the way he is. I know if I go with him to help move the couch, there's going to be an argument. An argument is going to happen. And that there is nothing I can do to avoid the argument occurring. It's going to happen, and I have no power or control to influence that circumstance in any way, shape, or form. I have nothing I can do about that in any way, shape, or form. I can't just tell her, no, I don't want to help Dad move the couch because I'm feeling so agitated with stuff that I am seriously considering disowning every member of my family and telling everyone to go fuck themselves and that I never want to see or talk to anyone ever again. And that would be very painful for me because I love my mom very much. I love my mom very, very much. And in general, I'll say this. I don't hate my dad. I don't want to disrespect him or be in an argument with him. I don't want to go off on him or tell him off. But here's the simple matter of fact is this. I don't want to cuss out my dad. I don't want to yell at my dad. But I'm feeling very agitated enough to where those things feel like something is going to happen eventually. Like it's unavoidable. There's nothing I can do about that. I feel like it's a situation that he keeps trying to force. Like I'm being pushed into a fucking corner on it. It's like I don't want to have to yell at you. I don't want to have to tell you to go fuck yourself. I don't want to basically disown you and basically cut you off as a person and basically be like, it's like, because I'll say this. It's not like, oh, there's a minor disagreement. No, there's a point where I'm getting pushed to a point to where I feel I need to lose my patience with you. It's not like, okay, I've lost my patience with you over a small disagreement. Like, no, I'm getting pushed enough to where I have to actually articulate what it is I'm angry about. If it's ever to that point that I have to actually express and properly explain to you why I'm angry, then it's already past the point to where I feel it's reconcilable. And again, it's just me being very agitated. And here's the thing, I'll say this. I ate a few bites of the arch sandwich and 2 chicken nuggets. I'll eat the rest after a bit. I'll probably leave it in the fridge and eat it in the morning. Alright, I had fries too. I didn't really... Got halfway through the Dr. Pepper. It's just, I want to get along with my dad. I don't want to get into an argument or a fight or confrontation. In general, one large way to avoid arguments is just to avoid a person. And it's just also, there's just nothing I enjoy about being around him. I don't remember a single happy memory of any interaction I've ever had with him. Every conversation I've ever had with him has been him being condescending and insulting and rude to me. I don't want to sit in a fucking hour-plus car ride again listening to gospel music. I don't want to help him move a fucking couch. And I don't want to have another argument with him to where he's telling me what a bad person I am and what a failure I am and how I'm lazy and how I need to go to church and I need to turn to God and I need to start living right with Christ and I'm a bad person. It's like, I'd rather not have the conversation about what a worthless person I am or how much of a failure I am or how much I'm not of God. I'm a bad person. I mean, at this point, I feel like he's going to start accusing me of being possessed by the devil. And like I must need an exorcism or something. So yeah, it's like, but I can't just tell my mom, no, I don't want to go on a truck ride with Dad because he's an asshole and he's going to start an argument with me. No matter what I ever do or say, he will be offended by everything and anything, even if I say nothing. And he will initiate and instigate a argument. And there is nothing I can do about it, but I don't want to have the argument. I don't want to have the debate. I don't want to have a discussion with him. I don't want to sit there and have to listen to him talk condescendingly and insultingly to me. Well, I guess that saying I'm just tired, I've just been tired lately, applies to more than just my physical health. Because it really does apply, there are other things I'm tired. But I can't say, no, I don't want to help Dad move the couch because of things going on in regards to him. I am seriously feeling compelled to basically disown my entire family and tell everyone to fuck themselves. Now, whether or not that's justified or not, probably not. You guys probably wouldn't think it's justified. That's fine. It probably isn't. But the point is, I am very agitated and angry. And it's just, so I'm trying to avoid the thing that will make me angry. I know that I will be uncomfortable and unhappy in that situation. So I'm avoiding the thing that will make me uncomfortable. I want to avoid the thing that will make me unhappy. I'm trying to avoid the thing that will make me feel stressed and agitated. I'm trying to avoid having an argument with my dad. I'm trying to avoid that. And tomorrow when that argument no doubtedly will occur, no matter what I could ever do or say, the only thing I can do is try to mitigate that to the least amount of damage possible and just basically be as quiet and non-committal to responses as possible. Because I know that while saying nothing or ad-lib things will still result in him being angry, I know that any response in any direction, even if I were trying to agree with him, will result in even greater anger and emotional distress from him. And him just elevating how severe the disagreement is going. which means my only option other than just avoiding him outright is basically just being quiet and just being as short-lipped with my answers as possible. In the most polite, submissive, least disrespectful, perhaps debasing of myself way possible. To where basically, again, just always making sure my tone is a certain way, making sure my volume's a certain way, and making sure I avoid saying anything careless. Because every fucking sentence that could ever be thought of, even if it seems completely innocuous to any of you, is a fucking landmine. I do not like the idea of being around someone to where I feel like I have to walk on eggshells. My whole fucking marriage was that. So, yeah, like I said, I mainly just told my mom I was just been tired. Though I knew to a large degree that would be somewhat unaccepted as an answer and could lead to far greater disagreements during when I go over to see my mom, because at some point it could be brought up. And as it stands, I'm not allowed to just go if I'm just tired. That wouldn't be considered an acceptable answer. So, heck, I saved my coworker's life earlier this week. I guess he gets to save mine. I really wasn't planning to tell my mom at all about the stuff that happened with the coworker at work. But yeah, when I got back home from McDonald's, before I took a bite of anything, I went and typed out to her in text about what had happened at work on the weekend. In general, I really did want to actually talk to her about that stuff. And in truth, I really was thinking of just not bringing it up to her. I was like, I don't know if I should even bother talking about it. Part of me is like, okay, it might be fucked up to mention just because, I don't want my mom to be worrying about my well-being at work. But at the same time, I'm like, well, if I do bring this up with my mom, then at least it would divert the discussion from why did you say no to helping your dad, and at least at that point maybe my excuse of I'm just tired might just be more acceptable, and they'll both fucking drop it. And they won't continue fucking pushing the thing that, again, is going to lead toward a fucking nuclear Armageddon, basically. Because at some point, there's no other way I can answer other than Dad's a fucking asshole, and I'm trying to avoid having a major argument, and I'm so pissed off of him, I'm about to tell everyone to fuck themselves. That I'm about to fucking have an angry blow-up thing at people and fucking snap over how fucking angry I am. And I know whether it's explaining that or me being angry, but even just explaining that, I know their response is both of them would be offended, and they'd both be angry at me, and they'd both push to argue with me even more. And I'm like, I'm just saying this. I don't want to argue with you. I'm trying to avoid arguing with you. I'm just trying to get along with you. I don't want to have a fight or argument. I'm trying to avoid the fight or argument. I'm doing everything I can to avoid any kind of confrontation here. I'm doing everything I can to avoid any kind of argument. And if an argument occurs, I'm throwing everything in my power to make it the least possible argument it could be. To make it as short and as less fire as possible. Basically, trying to make it not only as short and as quick as possible, but also make it be the least important thing possible, where it's not a thing to be concerned about. And it's something that also could just be swept under the rug and just ignored and pretend that it never existed or occurred by the next week. The way you guys are pushing things, it's literally going to be the end of the world, and it's going to be basically me disowning everyone, and that being something that is just not going to walk back. It's going to be, there is now a permanent fucking rift, and this is going to be a forever thing. This is going from, okay, we're pushing to not having a disagreement, to we're not family anymore. And yes, again, perhaps overreaction, who knows? And I definitely don't want to do that because I love my mom very, very, very much. I love my mom. But I am fucking angry. And I am trying to avoid things that would, one, make that anger worse, and two, force me to express that anger. Because both of those things are not beneficial to anything. So at the end of the day is this: I'm trying to avoid any kind of argument with anyone, especially family. And here's the thing: I know with Dad, there's the argument's going to happen. It's unavoidable. There's nothing I could ever do or say. I have absolutely no power or choice in this decision. An argument will occur. There is nothing I can do to stop that. All I can do is try to avoid it to the best of my ability, and then also, even during the argument, try my best to avoid the argument or any sort of contention anyway. And then whenever an argument does occur, basically be as quiet, as low tone, as soft-spoken, and basically as short of my answers and agreeable, and police my own speech as if I am fucking in Soviet Russia. Because I know any wrong word or expression or tone will be met with severe reprimand. I am trying my best to avoid an argument. And if an argument does occur, I'm going to be doing my best to minimize it to the absolute best of my ability. To make it the least amount of an argument that it can possibly be made. But I'll tell you this: even if there were no argument at all, I'm going to be tense and extremely uncomfortable during every moment. I've never smoked weed in my life. This situation, it makes me want to think maybe I should start. Okay? I'm not going to, but I'm trying to express my agitation here. And like I said, I really am tired. I really am tired in multiple ways. Though I suppose the way I'm really tired and that influenced my decision to tell my mom no was, I'm tired of Dad's shit. And I am fucking angry. To the point that I feel like what I want to do is basically yell "fuck you" in his face and tell him nothing. That's it. We're done. And just have nothing to do with him or anyone in any part of my family. Basically, just over my feelings toward him, I'm basically going to be like, okay, everyone in my entire family that's not dead at this point, fuck everyone. Everyone go away. I'm going to disown everyone who's even a slight... And again, this doesn't apply to my son. Not that it matters. I'm already alienated from him anyway for 2.5 years. Then again, my response to my son telling me he didn't want to see or talk to me was, I love you, I don't understand, and I want to see and talk to you. But then again, I never did or said anything the way my dad does that, pisses me off. So I can at least state with, Dad, I have a reason to be fucking angry. I have a reason to feel this way. Why would I want to go help someone move something when the entire experience of being around them is I'm going to be forced to listen to gospel music the whole time, and I'm going to be talked down to condescendingly, like, hey, the guy with low self-esteem? Let's just talk shit to him and tell him he's lazy and worthless and a bad person, and he needs to turn to Jesus because he's a bad person and God is ashamed of him. I'm just saying that maybe that's not helping. I'm just saying maybe that's not helpful. I feel fucking exhausted. I feel tired. Like I said, it really was not a lie when I told Mom that. Granted, it's a bit of a longer explanation. Like I said, the longer version, like the longer answer, like both answers are true. The longer answer is, I don't want to have an argument with Dad. I feel like if I go help him move the couch, and having another argument is unavoidable, and I don't want to have another argument with Dad. I don't want to have another argument with Dad. That's the thing. It's like, I don't want to have another argument with Dad. But the short version of that answer I just gave her, like, I'm just tired. And it's like, oh, nothing happened. There's no reason. I'm just tired. I mean, technically that's true. I am fucking tired. I am fucking exhausted. I'm going to end this video. I'm going to upload it. Everyone's going to be disappointed because there's no fucking story reading. Not that anyone had any expectations of me anyway, or even listens to these. But then I'm going to hop in bed, and I'm basically probably just going to lay in bed and just be in bed until I have to go help my dad move a couch. And then after I get back, hours later, I might make another video. I don't know. But either way, whether I make another video or not, if I make another video, I'll make a video and then I'll go back to bed. If I don't make a video, it's because I just went back to bed after helping my dad move shit. I'm just... I'll tell you this, Halo campaign evolved. Like, I'm looking forward to that. But even if it was to come out right this minute, and I had it, was downloaded, and it was ready to play right now, I don't feel like playing it. I don't... I really... Heck, even if I had a loving relationship with somebody right now, and I thought they were the most pretty, beautiful, sexy person on the planet, and they were legitimately like the best person in the world, and they were like super nice to me, and they legitimately really did love and care about me, and they had never done anything wrong themselves ever in any way. I mean, I wouldn't yell at them or anything, but I'd be like, sorry, honey, I just don't feel like anything right now. I'm just gonna go lay down. I just feel like I don't want to see or talk to anyone right now. I don't know how you describe that feeling. How do you guys, what's the word for the emotion of you don't want to see or talk to anyone at the moment? For any reason. I don't know the word for that. What's the word for you just don't feel like seeing or talking to anyone? You just want to lay down and shut off. You just want to lie in bed and just shut down. Maybe just Lunar.exe has experienced an error. Or needs to reboot or something. I don't know. I spent 40 minutes saying nothing. Didn't even read shit. Oh, I'm still going to call it a Umineko part something. It's somehow part of Umineko. Some part of this, the detective novels, or even this somehow... It's somehow part of the Umineko story. I just don't know how you fucking animate this in the anime. I never did do my intro, huh? Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone, and both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna go to bed now, I guess. Take care, everybody. Later.